said this weekend here, Tima, oh, yeah, Juma pa, BBI Kama Air Barcelona. And first of all, congratulations to Barca. So my job, my first title, in a possible treble.
Yeah, what you say?
In a possible treble,
name right.
I'm a bit timiaji this season. Now, you say game never ready. And that happened. I like this caption in front of Mundo Deportivo. Almost a super Barca. Rich, this season, the success of Hansi Flick and all of the good things that he has done for me, and may start here if you are saying Hansi Flick after the game. Omo bisa say a year day na team on last season and struggle kakra. Na waba be fan first season. Na both team able say to the extent say Oma Jomo first trophy. Rich. Hansi Flick say Yunya adwuma bia try to start it with a positive mindset. Na omo akoto omo ho no mo be boa mo aye adwuma no. Puts the positive mindset into our heads. And I think for me, that has been the difference maker for Barca this season. Mental fortitude and the positivity. I mean, say yeah analysis and we talk a lot about tactics on the ball, whatever. But Makani has several times said tactical preparation for matches just about 15 to 20% of the general preparation of games. Essentially, near a dimupa and they said team or person will win because one person will win here. Then ube win with dwells, ube win with second balls, ube aggressive. And remember, 2 examples before I even start the proper analysis of the game. Rich, this is the video of when Barca won a show on my first goal. And I want you to indulge me. Say, oh, Facebook, you will see the video. Say, only Facebook, of course, me try say me paint picture nama. Rich, Jude Bellingham Nikita Bona or both true pass. In a true pass, no Pau Kubasi intercept here. Or intercept here, pe. Let me pause here. So what would you do?
I don't say good.
And the Ojina ho. Ojina continue grow. And then say good say and then my Rich, look at what Pedri did. So Osha, Richard Osha, Pedri Farbon was center second ball, long diagonal one. Ekoko to a bench friend Lamine Yamal. Look at Lamine. Pedri no ball pass no, and the space there, pam. First goal FC Barcelona against Real Madrid. Because Jude Bellingham lost the ball and sat back. And this season, Makacho said there have been about 4 or 5 games at Barca for one bar. Omo mental fortitude, omo ability to dig deeper, and carry 2 characteristics of Barca for have been the difference maker. You can go to the Dalu against Benfica, Oba Bedin Komone against Celta Vigo, against Dortmund when the game became tougher. Again against Team friend Atletico de Madrid in 2 games this season. Constantly. Barca only decided, say, game in heading, it is getting away from us, but let us dig. Rich. Yes, Echo game in it. I think the major problem from Hansi Flick was the fact that not only the starting left back in our branch friend Gerardo Martin. And no starting left back of Alejandro Balde, it was Gerardo Martin. Barca for Bebre, if he said Hector Fort is a better player in there than Gerard Martin, but Gerard started. With a midfield 3 of Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and our branch friend Lamine Yamal. We expected Real Madrid to go into the game with a 4-4-2. And same happened. Rudiger, Asensio, Mendy, Lucas Vasquez, Chimeni, Ceballos, Valverde, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and our branch friend Vinny Jr. over there. And that's exactly how the game did pan out. Rich, Mekaise on Saturday, Abraham Meya me pre-match analysis. No, Mekache say one of the key things about Senior Barca on the ball, no, Senior Barca for no, you see the constant pressing and the 6 to 10 seconds of press consistently. I said, Bono, any free aggressively. Within that space of time, they will make sure say they will win the ball back and then press you aggressively to make sure so kita ball na omo show. Rich, I think that was an excellent starting lineup from Hansi Flick, because although the absence of Abrantia, your friend Robert Lewandowski would have been huge for Barca in terms of goals, a 4-3 of Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo also being in the starting lineup. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha was super aggressive. It will share. In the first half, Barca was so consistent to Tomo press. Press, counter press, press, counter press, consistently. And of course, our first goal, Mania 1-0. Rich, that first half was all of Pedri Gonzalez beam. Total dominance of the ball on and off it. And Barca pressing and suffocating Madrid for. I think Madrid went into the game just as we predicted. So again, in my pre-match analysis now, I told you, Semi, if I were in the shoes of Carlo Ancelotti, I would cede possession to Barca. And ceding possession to Barca for me, HS said the very first time a Madrid phone have accepted, say, Barca phone are better than them. And they did. Jabo them Barca phone. Ball. You they stay compact and then stay in the game as long as possible. Throughout the game, Barca will not be able to press as aggressively as they did in the first half, because of course, energy levels are better from. Then in those instances, that is when you take your chances and try to head steamer your friend FC Barcelona. So Ancelotti went into it with a 4-4-2, trying to make sure that they will have openings in the wide areas anytime as our space is not ever back. And that's exactly what they did. The problem, however, with Carlo Ancelotti and Brantiano, it wasn't just about the on-the-ball job, but off the ball, it wasn't helping. In fact, throughout the game, I could sense enough Federico Valverde and Inge. So angry. And almost every time Biaro or catch a boy said, then I'm on the ball, motion consistently asking questions of Tima, your friend FC Real Madrid. Rich, before I move on to the tactical conversation, in watching the game, referee Ricardo Borges, did you get the sense to say he was influenced?
No. But in the game,
it was a good game.
You see, my problem is better than you being a referee. What the game you say? Yeah, yeah, incident back who create back as a way there. Nanka referee anything.
Okay.
Ain't see. Even van money at the crowd to get decision. You be any problems. Ain't see. Entry as a referee, no, but the game will be 100%.
I think that Nyakani is spot on. But Rich, for me, watching the game throughout, I could get a sense to say the Madrid for year in the day before had affected the referee. And semi-can influence, I don't mean to acquire them with.
Oh yeah, I understand.
I mean, say essentially, as a hand affecting the kakra. And you could tell, Rich, I don't know why VAR did not look at this. VAR Jadiri. It was a penalty about Ukubasi. Me person Barca we know overshadow that. Barca great. But you could tell, say the decision making be it was questionable. And again, you go back and look at this decision also. For me, this one, I don't have an issue with it because Federico Valverde was going down and in a natural position. So I don't have a problem. But you could see a lot of situations. Oh, give Nima, Messina Burgess, 50-50 be or Honoma, as an essay, Koha, Baha, because essentially, Barca were dominating the game and then what Madrid had done in the course of the game. Which, at 1-0, now you call halftime, did you believe, say, Madrid could play ball on boy in the second half, Rana?
No.
To be very honest, I think I need to give Carlo Ancelotti a lot of credit for second half performance. Whilst in the first half, Madrid decided to cede possession to them. About second half, they understood that now, BB anyway you be lose him. It's impressive, yeah, aggressive, and that's what Madrid did. And so aggressive person, baby, winning the ball to create 2 or 3 chances before the Mbappe goal was Pedri and not Olusubo over the area constantly. Now Barca were being forced to make mistakes, and of course, Boniko came and Mbappe. Mbappe said, then that free kick from Kylian Mbappe, Rich. In Madrid winning a game now, like the headlines would have been totally different in favor of Mbappe. Because that free kick was sumptuous. And then they set Madrid follow on a route to a certain Romatanda and Bambesi. Then Orient Chimeni, 2 Frenchmen, making it 2-1. Rich, in the 83rd minute, 82nd minute, when we say Madrid, I had it. Madrid leading 2-1, 83rd minute. Now, to analyze the situation proper, count the number of players in the Barcelona half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means that
Barca half.
Barca half. Anyway, tactical borders. Madrid leading 2-1 in the 83rd minute. This is where game management comes in. Because NSL told was who lead the game. No, I think at this point in time, Madrid for no were trigger happy. No one will say, oh, you exactly. And
maybe a bit me another goal.
Insurance go now for your money. Oh boy. Madrid had the power, and it was so uncharacteristic of them to do this. But Rich, once Madrid made this mistake, forget about Madrid's mistake. Then let's move on to this boy that we call Lamine Yamal. Me person should be a Lamine J-Bono. At this point in time, Lamine J-Bono. Fran Garcia is closing in on him. And I'm saying this because, Rich, you're describing Lamine Yamal with in some nicely, baby, about the quality, the goals, all share, the dribble, and yada. Rich, one thing that a lot of Barca fans are probably not seeing with Lamine Yamal, any creative output, you know. So, one should go, and that one should go, and that one should be brino. Does Lamine Yamal help his teammates to thrive at our top? In this game, people have forgotten Lamine Yamal 2 assists. We didn't talk about the first one. The brilliance to find our space, you know. Oh, the ball, the 2 women, Pedri, ever share. Then, she may be a J ball or J ball, Frank Garcia closing, no. On himself, on the stop. So, your tactical ball, no, so ha. Are you 2v2? Asensio versus Rafinha, Ferran Torres versus Antonio Rudiger. Now, look at Lamine's understanding of space. 2v2 is very clear where you're. Look at Lamine's understanding of space. Well, who says space is not much? Ebani Mrika, Rafinha will be better than Asensio. Ebani Mrika, Ferran Torres will be better than him. But the signal for Lamine to put the ball through to Ferran Torres, no, and not to Rafinha, no, any. So, you will see the Ferran Torres as a or Benerano, no, Kakra, to stay on side and to also go on his toes, not on his knees, quickly to go and get the ball. And one Lamine the ball on the tumu, pam. The rest they say is history. For me, I thought Thibaut Courtois as part of. Me cry someone be someone as a Courtois or Kwahi. One after. But I think that he knows to say Rudiger and proud in him. And not only say Rudiger and Drew Honum. Into Sadia on try non-conscious so bet my baby for Anuma. It didn't work. Rich, at the beginning of the analysis, I told you about mental fortitude and the fact that Barca wanted more. In the 117th or the 16th minute, Barca Madrid at Jebor. Short pass from here. And so we compare what Lamine Yamal did. Onunya Bono long into space. Because when you say threat to him. Modric AJ Bono or find a branch of friend of Brahim Diaz to go and attack the space. Bono. Although Jules Kunde won a cheat, but a branch of friend of Brahim Diaz could not get there. I think that is, it tells you everything about Barca team. Mental fortitude, the ability to dig deep, and of course, maybe a lot of credit to team my friend FC Barcelona for a Jumom. I think that we have to talk about Madrid for indiscipline, you know. I hear too much, and yes, I hear too much.
Rudiger.
I hear too much from Rudiger and Ubia. Carlo Ancelotti, so your chance now. Uncle, she call it a day. Our Madrid Honum. I think that congratulations also in order for Liverpool for an slot. And then, me share upon a Facebook. I remind me say me post video be on Facebook 1 year ago. And me some analysis of Ancelotti and Liverpool team, you know, where I mentioned say Ancelotti the jump from Eredivisie to the English Premier League is too steep. Into relaxing expectations, but Ancelotti a shatter Sani Omana ene or you're part of only 5 managers are English Premier League in our first season with of course Jose Mourinho, Manuel Pellegrini, Antonio Conte, Carlo Ancelotti, and no Ancelotti name. Nah, look at that. Oh Liverpool, come on. I'm best celebrate you. especially because in 2019-2020 Omentimi Amfem P and so they are really going to enjoy this one. And congratulations, Liverpool essentially for me the best club England as it stands now. Almost say on person will be next season. Me to say Pep so next season they'll compete. We'll see how it goes. And then Yamen can run in one sem. Yami had much now. We'll speak of the run in, then see how things will go over there on. But oh dear, which say me remo run in one. Ready. Na which is see me bisa your senior colleague.
Okay.
Nathan Kwao.
Okay.
Of Sporty. Our Twitter say, Miss Reno, Manchester United problem. Who's on the United in him? Say, a coach and a day. And what is the solution? Because when you say, sometimes I feel like Enko Chelsea for now, follow Chelsea issues well. No, sometimes they don't make good analysis of Chelsea. The person can be a best analyst, whatever. But say, you want to say, no, club.
And they have the emotions.
Yeah, you fail at it. It maybe someone we United for no. I wouldn't need problem. What's your problem?
The tennis at home. First of all,
yeah.
I'm a Tatis and Manchester fans in the Bigno.
Yeah.
Do not know for no America for no, they don't spend. The answer is almost spend it.
Yeah.
America for better Manchester no.
Yeah.
Almost spend it huge.
Yeah.
But you're top quality.
Okay.
You're the right place.
Okay.
What I say?
Yeah.
I need first of all.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think problem there down no.
Yeah.
And your coaching kwa and then your players then kwa. The entire team you hear a holistic approach. I didn't think I make us. So we a team now top players.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you spend it.
Yeah.
You're spending as a result in ma.
Yeah.
It means that as far as I am to the right place, you know, ultimately for two coaching so kwa. Why am I a recruitment, you know? Why am I a class and conference our place in the form, bra? Sanko for Nina, Ubia Hubomu. And you see, there be a metatis among phobes as Argentina, Manchester player be a fitting one. No open for me very well. The simple answer is that they see a Manchester environment in there down, a toxic. And will be anyone sebi. Oh yeah, the more toxic environment be successful that. Because and you may what team mean and the man say oh play no crowd or concentration ground no enkoye.
Which is from now to this summer.
So the say your top players in be result name ma say yeni ankasa recruitment no you are wrong.
The players no more better.
Ese jabi kwan. Yen jabi kwan mo nko.
Oil and say Oshego.
Ono dia makasa tie. Saa kwa no. Kofi, the chance me nton no.
Okay, move on.
O de David ya ndere. Yeni empatim ni amfa ni chomo. O de mu obi amfes kama. Because I have to say the 20 creators to be anto.
Because you tell me this question. This weekend we could share a table no. And meaning say United is not performing well. But now we bet the 17th. I don't know someone who are.
Oh yeah, mini
17th, and it means that only 17th. It's like a
congregation. Aye. And switch no money. Already less than a salam to no mukwa.
Yeah.
Isn't Jackie can't go
relegation. And a club the level of Manchester United reach 15 losses in English Premier League. Ruben Amorim Bayern will lose 13 games out of I think about 20 or so. 13. Apart from Ipswich, any relegation for Monoma losing the most matches. It is not the level of Manchester United. And each time we say, what is the way to go for Manchester United? Because it's a shambolic, a very shambolic over there for Manchester United. And I think that maybe there are two approaches you can go. Either say, Mobile very aggressive. Number two this summer. Aggressive spending.
No, you see, Kofi, when you be a situation, they do maybe a baby kakano. Yes, say Empire see a bopan say. Yentimi winning Europa and from Copa Champions League.
Which we see.
And yes, sir, there are so many players here for my
No, Rich, I'm saying this today, and I know that one day I'll come back to it. So United qualify for Champions League in the rebuilding process. We here 1 or 2 seasons away from Champions League.
Now, ref is Kai Belusana. The sponsors need be lose
same good club no. good club. Yes,
Say affect revenue. Say go to play.
but you see, and nothing about no. So you're aggressive on certain level of players. No amount of time because rich. Who can say change United and say back to that next year? It's probably going to be far fetched.
Yen can't say this year, but say better than them.
But who can watch Champions League now? Koye Dieng.
Yen ko bobi.
Akwe Dieng.
Yen can't see akwaje. You yen ko bobi.
Champions League no be
At least you, meba. On say, Sawasha. The last I think I'm say last week go baby. You be say ma me catch you say. Reason I must say, EPOs over here. Yeah, but so we players in the Chrome with the park and so I say. Omo nhyɛ da fa ho di gidi fa money na na so simple. Management a catch them say look. Say a position na e da na nkasa already your sponsors in the buafu. Say yan san kwa Europe kra dia. And e bi mo kra. O me take you off. Sika bi o mo de man. So the attend say now EPO na niam agye.
Very still.
Enti yan fa ho ni na nkobo Europa Champions League ni say dey yan ntimi nkobo bla bia.
I understand.
But yan nkobo bi ni sponsors ni eska.
For me, I don't think that would be prudent way of managing Manchester United problems.
I know nya wasam. I know ya yasam.
Na say who can won't take a decision. Who to take it. Oh, you can say the right. Nyambeze me chere say uko Champions League na. Yes, ubetimi akobo quarter final we be now after the 2 years time o problem that so hono. I think that it has to be like aggressive. No United phone start a proper rebuild. Say Amorim na money ni be kwa. Amorim
this is Manchester.
See, so you're telling me
Manchester United.
But players now they can't give you the result that you want. And ultimately so inside the whole team in one season.
So and I make say Yenji Europa no. Say Europa ni e ko. And yet me.
Where da ko say Bilbao.
Sound say na me dream wa me tiade. Anti na ntimi Europa. Na the team no mo boy Europa ni sebi. Eti me no mo bo. Asame na okay. Sa na ye draw against me say. Ubejana na ma say na me catch us here say ma say. I sorry Leon.
Na Leon.
Oh yeah, na yen ntimi sha Leon. Ya sha Leon.
Obi the red card back.
Na no enka bo ho dia ato na wo ga no.
Mate. O de ya
me say. Yeah, ya dwuni na ne say.
Me enka champion.
Ya dwuni na ne say EPO ne dia ya mo bra.
Europa de butimi jisi.
Eti e ba ji Europa de be bo champion.
Ya utimi sha let go ba.
Ma to de Rabia pe na o de
o me nya wrap up bi na why adwuma wa de no akakoda for wrap up bembi. Ye bo o chan be analysis Chelsea no, but born on the left side, Laviaba, and me say ye golden ticket to Champions League. Ye season now. Some supercomputer. Yes, ye the supercomputer.
Massa. Ejuwa o match say o ya ntumbetu.
Matches na ye bo. The yansi ye be say no the yansi Newcastle. Why?
Obi, that's pa na me adoma. Ye beto so e de free Champions League. Ayala mu hye he oba owura dem ha. Utumi say a reflect